All right, so I guess we are live now. I want to welcome everybody to the first, I guess you would say, live stream for Black business owners of Atlanta. If you guys see me looking down, I'm actually just trying to set up Facebook Live, trying to do all of this at once and all of this technology. So today we're going to be talking to Mrs. Sherry. Is your name? Do you go by
Toy
Toy or do
Cheri.
you go by Toy
Toy
Sherry?
Cheri. Yeah, Toy.
Okay,
Yeah, Toy. You
okay,
just
so
call me Toy.
so they just call you Toy for short.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So today's discussion is going to be about should we support all Black businesses? But before we get into all of that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to interview Mrs. Toy about her shoe line. I think it's great. I've seen some of her stuff. Some of you guys may have seen it in the group. So we're just going to go ahead and give her the floor. So the first question I want to ask is, well, basically, why don't you go ahead and tell everyone about yourself and what business that you're in?
Okay. My name is Toy, and I'm in the shoe industry. Right now, we are designing shoes for females, but in the future, we will be designing shoes for men. Um, the big thing about my company is basically we are providing stylish shoes with a whole bunch of comfort. Every shoe that you see, it has the advanced memory foam in it, and it feels like from the heels to the flats to the rain boots that we're going to be
Today
presenting
we're going to be
to
talking.
a whole bunch of other things. Have you're going to feel like you're walking on air in these shoes. I have my degree in fashion merchandising.
That's
Um,
great.
yeah, and I basically have been working on this since 2013.
Oh, wow. So
We
you've been in the game for a minute.
we are revamping and coming back stronger this year, and also in 2019.
Okay.
Um, I am presently a drop ship vendor with Walmart. .com with our affordable line, and that line is called Kiatu,
Okay.
which in Swahili it means shoe.
Oh, okay. So you took it back to the motherland.
Forever, Wakanda forever.
See the shirt.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, we're just coming back strong this year. We're going to end this with a very strong presence, and I'm very excited. And I thank you for this platform and this opportunity.
Okay, well that's great. Um, Now you said that you guys started back in 2013.
Yeah.
What made you want to get into the shoe business?
Well, like when I got my degree, I first started off. You don't know which way to go.
Right.
So for me, I kind of made my path. I did a little bit of understudy with Carl Brown, who is one of the owners of FUBU.
Okay. Oh
And
wow. Okay. Wow, that's
I,
great.
and from there, kind of broke off, and I did visual merchandising for Forever 21 in Maryland. I'm from DC, so
Okay.
DMV people, hey. I opened up a store in Wheaton, Maryland. The Forever 21 there is their
Oh
head
wow.
visual merchandiser.
Okay.
And then from there, I did visual merchandising for Victoria's Secrets in New York in
Okay.
their biggest store, Herald Square, which is right across from the Macy's. Anybody from New York knows where that Victoria's Secrets is.
Okay.
And through my process of finding like, hey, what do I want to do? What is my niche? I looked at the clothing industry, and the clothing industry is so saturated.
It
And I
really is.
know whatever I wanted to do, I wanted to leave my mark. And so I said, you know what? There's not a lot of us in the shoe industry, you
Right.
know.
Right.
And so I started drawing like different ideas. And then all of a sudden, before I knew it, I had over 20 designs. And then from there, I was like, well, dag, okay, what's the next step? The next step is getting these shoes made.
Right.
So, of course, I went to the Magic Show in Las Vegas.
Okay.
There, the manufacturers, what they do is they have a whole bunch of manufacturers set up, and you go to each different booth. But with them, the Magic Show, you have to be big time. You have to have a lot of coins, and you got to be ready to definitely spend a lot of money for the simple fact they only want to do bulk orders. They don't really, when you do the Magic Show, they don't really do anything 1,000 or lower. So for me, I know I wasn't ready. So I
Right.
had to, yes, kind of step back,
Yeah.
do some more research. So then I went on LinkedIn.
Okay.
And on LinkedIn, that's where I found my manufacturer that I still rock with till today.
Yeah, I've met
And
a few people from LinkedIn too. So
yeah,
yeah, those are
yeah, and
serious business owners. Yeah.
yeah, and so Jamin Liu has been a blessing. We started off with a very small amount of orders of shoes,
Okay.
and he's been working with me. And, that's pretty much where, the start of Indigo started. And the idea of me wanting to get into the shoe industry was
Right.
the fact of I just felt like the clothing industry was too saturated.
Okay. Well, how did you meet him? Like,
I met him on LinkedIn.
oh, LinkedIn. Okay. Yeah, you did say that. Okay.
And
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah, that's cool. Okay. Yeah, so just like you said, there are there's not many people who are in the industry or who are people of color who actually are in the shoemaking industry. And I think I was reading an article and they were talking about how back in the day, you know, this is like during segregation and all of that stuff in the South, black people couldn't just walk into a shoe store and just buy shoes. A lot of stuff that they had was custom made by somebody that they, that they knew. So a lot of things, black people had to try to come up with and do themselves. Instead of, today to where you can just go online, order something and have it shipped to your house, or you can just walk into any store you want. So I think it's great that we do have someone who is in the city that can actually, make these shoes. Now, another question I want to ask is, are these shoes made to order? Like, does someone say, hey, I like this design. Can you make it
we,
for me? Or
you
is it
know,
on? Go ahead.
I, I've had a couple of people ask, and if yeah, I can make them made to order. Right now,
Okay.
we're definitely doing it on more of a retail base,
Right.
like stores ordering and then pitching the stores and things like that. But yeah, I'm willing to make them custom made. If you have an idea, if you have something that you're like, hey, I want to do this type of shoe, I'm willing to do it.
Okay.
Definitely.
Do you have
Mhm.
anything that's an inventory that's in stock right now?
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, cool. And how can people take a peek at your shoes?
Well, right now we're doing a filler. We
Okay.
have shoes on Amazon.com. All you have to do is go to Amazon and type in Indigos, and that's spelled Indigoz, and
Okay.
it'll pull up the shoes that I have on Amazon. And it's certain styles and certain sizes right now. But because we're in the mass production stage. And with the mass production stage, how that works is it takes about 3 months for all the shoes to get made. We're doing over 900 pairs of shoes in
That's
the
big.
different styles. So we're looking at around July, August for everything, the different sizes and more styles to be ready.
Right. Okay. So
Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Yeah, right now we definitely, if you go on Amazon.com, if you're a size 9, if you're a size 7.5, size 6, we do have shoes available for you right now.
That's great. That is
Yeah.
great. Now, with the now, what stores are you looking to have your shoes sold in?
Okay, so as I said before,
Yeah,
we are a drop ship vendor with Walmart.com.
that's right. You
We're
did
just
say that.
waiting on, yeah, we're just waiting on our factory to be audited, and our affordable line will be on Walmart.com. And
Right.
then we have that's on Amazon right now, and then we will be launching our website. But we are looking at like Bon Mar, Nordstrom's,
These are
Saks Fifth
big markets.
the big time department stores,
Yeah,
definitely.
these are very big
Hmm.
markets, and that's great.
Yeah.
Like that you're able to, especially tap into these big markets like Walmart. I think Walmart is not only in the U.S. I think that they have Walmarts in other countries and stuff
Yeah,
too.
they do. They do.
Right.
Absolutely.
So
Hmm.
how do you like how do you get in contact with these people of these stores like Walmart
Well,
and Nordstrom and all of
as
them?
far as far as Walmart goes, they're pretty honestly
Uh,
easy. Basically, with that, you just go on their corporate site and
okay.
you you send, it says where you want to sell, and you kind of present your company. And if they like it, then they send you the link and the ability to upload things and start selling through Walmart.
Right.
And then as far as Von Mar and Nordstrom goes, I actually got in contact with their assistant buyers,
Oh,
and I sent them my designs, and basically just waiting on a word from them. So that, yeah, that's a process. It's a waiting game.
okay.
But pretty much, if you have a good product and you stand behind your product and your product is of quality, then definitely you can approach these companies and kind of pitch to them, because I know for a fact Nordstrom is receptible to new designers, and they're willing to take on new designs as long as it's of quality.
Okay, somebody is asking on Facebook. She says, this is from Whitney. She says, asks how she feels about an Amazon seller, about being an Amazon seller or being a retailer on Amazon.
Um, how I feel about that, it's to me, I love it. I love it. I don't have any complaints. The setup process was a little nerve-wracking. You know, you definitely have to have the right resolution for your pictures. Then you have to have the pricing. You have to make sure your pricing isn't too high or too low. But I've had a good experience so far. I don't have any complaints.
Okay. If you guys got another question, go ahead and feel free to post it on Facebook. Um, Now, how long does it take you, on average, to get a shoe made? Like, let's say if you have a design in your head, about how long does it take you to sit down and actually draw it out and actually make that shoe?
Well, for me, the process is it just depends. Like some days I have blocks, some days I don't. I can turn out about 3 to 4 pairs of shoes in a day,
Oh, wow.
just designing. Yeah, just designing them. Um, I guess I've been blessed in that sense of that creativity,
Right.
but yeah, it doesn't take me that long at all.
Okay. And now, about how long does it take to make a shoe? Now, do you sit down and actually take the fabric and all of that stuff and put it together, or do you?
No, that's where my manufacturer comes in, and
Gotcha.
basically it's a lot of, because he's in China, it's a lot of like FaceTiming, it's a lot of emails back and forth. And luckily, I've been blessed with this awesome manufacturer to the fact where he sees my design and he makes it come alive.
Wow.
And with that process, he can, I mean, with our Walmart deal, he's able to crank out, a mass of shoes within, like I said, 1 to 2 months
Okay.
time frame.
Right.
And as far as samples go, because you have to get your samples first before you actually get the sellable shoe. And the
Okay.
reason why you get the samples is because you want to make sure that shoe is exactly how you want it. It feels exactly how you want it to feel. The material is how you want it. So with that, it only takes him, as far as doing the samples, about maybe a week and a half, not that
Okay.
long.
Okay. We got another question. Latoya asks, do you have any upcoming events in Atlanta that will be showcasing your shoes?
Yeah, in June, June 13th through the 16th, we'll be at the America's Mart. We'll have a booth there. I think with that though, you definitely have to have your business license to attend.
Okay.
But that'll be our first big event is the America's Mart, June 13th through the 16th here in Atlanta.
Okay. All right. So you guys remember to check that out, write that date down. But you said you have to have your business license.
Yeah, you definitely have to. I think you have to have your business license to attend. Um, but yeah, I think that's what it is. I can find out and get more information and send it over to you, Alton.
Okay.
And yeah, but that's the first big event is the apparel show at America's Mart, June 13th through the 16th.
Okay. Well, that's great. Um, Last question. Where do you see your business within the next 5 years?
The next 5 years, we definitely want to have a storefront. I want my shoes to be on every female across the nation, because this is
That's
a
great.
good
Great
product.
goals.
I see my shoes being in major department stores. I see my shoes being sold on um, on things like definitely Amazon, definitely Zulily,
Okay.
um, you know, and like I said, definitely in department stores. We'll have our affordable line in Walmart, and yeah, I see it being big. I'm excited. Being a Black female in this industry, it's not too many of us, and I
Right.
want to be a mogul. I want to be up there with the Jimmy Choos. I want to be up there with the Louis Vuittons. The Steve
Right.
Maddens.
Yeah.
I have a lot of great things coming with this line. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you really do. And like I said, like you give a lot of support, especially on Instagram. And this is how I found you because I was like, who is this lady that always comments and likes our pictures? And I'm like, I wonder what business she's in. So I took a look at your page and I saw the shoes and I said, I would love to be able to interview her and to talk to her. And I mean, I just had no idea that your shoe line is actually bigger than than what we actually see, because a lot of
Yeah,
people don't. Yeah, a lot of people don't really don't realize how much work and how much dedication it goes into putting out products
oh yeah. Nothing is easy. Nothing is, uh, nothing is easy. It's a process. We're still
right,
going through the process. And at times you can get frustrated, you can get down, you can be like, oh my God, why isn't this happening? But I've learned to trust the process,
right,
and I'd rather it go slow and it be done right than to go fast and then, it all fall apart really quick.
exactly.
Like I said, we're still in the process. We're putting out our fillers on Amazon.com. And yeah, I like I said, I know it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Now I know that you mentioned something about putting memory foam in your shoes,
Yes.
and I thought that that was interesting because maybe about I'll probably say maybe about 2 years ago, I had to go shopping for some new work shoes, and one of the things that attracted me to the shoe was that on the box it said that it had memory foam in it. So
Mm-hmm.
all of the other shoes didn't. And I think that it's great that you're
Right.
actually incorporating that into your product now because I don't think that a lot of people are actually putting those into their shoes. So I
No,
think that,
it's very expensive. It's
oh,
expensive.
really?
Yeah, it's very expensive to put things like that in your shoes because of the cost. And a lot of people, they're just trying to crank out their product and cut the cost on them. For me, for me, it's all about quality. It's all about,
Right.
definitely putting out a good product. So I did, like I was telling a friend of mine the other day, doing case studies and marketing research.
Right.
Um, Noticed that like the big names like the Jimmy Choos and the Louis Vuittons,
Mm-hmm.
they're very pretty shoes, but you can't wear them for long. You know,
Right.
you see females, going into an event with these red bottoms on and then walking out of the event with their shoes in their hand, or
Exactly.
they flip flops, you
Right.
know, and I'm like, come on, these shoes are beautiful. So why can't you wear them for a very long time? So my goal is to produce a product that is stylish and that you can wear throughout the event all the way until you get home and be
Exactly.
comfortable and look good.
Yeah,
That,
because I actually work in an area where there's a lot of corporate people, business people, and a lot of times you're right. I'll see a lot of these ladies, they'll have on their sneakers and they're walking to the office building, but they
yeah,
have their nice shoes in their hand. And
yeah,
so
absolutely.
yeah, so it's like, what's the old saying that the cost of beauty is pretty high or something like that, or pain
Oh,
is the cost of beauty or something.
yeah.
But
Beauty hurts.
yeah.
Okay. And just trying to provide a product that can look good and still be comfortable in,
Yeah, exactly. And I think that a lot of products or a lot of people, are making products nowadays and they're not taking that into consideration by
no,
saying, yeah, we need to have something that is going to be comfortable and it also looks nice because, I remember when I was like 17, I used to work at a shoe store
yeah.
and, we sold shoes like New Balances, right? Then we sold the Jordans. So the New Balances, they were ugly shoes, but they were like people who were like the runners and all of that stuff. They bought them
Yeah.
because they were comfortable. Yeah.
I owned a couple of New Balances,
Yeah.
so I definitely know New Balance are very comfortable. They're really good to work out in and run
Exactly.
in and do all sorts of different activities. And
Exactly.
yeah, and like I said, for me, this is very important to people don't realize how many people are out here getting foot surgery, or these
Right.
women are cramming their feet in these shoes, and then you come home and your feet are hurting and
Yep.
you have corns and all. No, 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 no.
Yep.
It shouldn't be like that. We
Right.
should be able to look beautiful and also be comfortable at the same time.
Exactly.
And
I agree.
yeah.
All right. If anyone else has any questions, I'm gonna go ahead and check YouTube. I don't see any questions in YouTube or on Facebook right now. But if anyone has any questions for Toy, feel free to ask them right now. But we're gonna go ahead and get into the topic, the main topic of should we support all Black businesses, and this is anyone who wants to join. I'm gonna go ahead and put the link. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in Facebook and also on YouTube. So if anyone wants to join the conversation, get on camera. You can go through your phone on Google Hangouts if you guys want to join. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there. But I guess we'll go ahead and start the conversation off. And I want to ask you, do you think that we should support all Black businesses. And the reason why I asked that question is because, you know, I'll run into people who had businesses before and their businesses has, you know, basically gone down the drain. And one of the things that they say is that, or the excuse that they use is, you know, I just didn't get a lot of support from my own people. And a lot of times we hear that a lot. So I want to know, what is your take on that?
I mean, my take on that, definitely, I'm an advocate of supporting our own. I've worked with, like I said, I've worked with people in the past. And, you know, I'm all about empowerment of our people.
Right.
And I feel like, you know, a lot of times sometimes it might be the quality of things that people can't get behind. You know, we have all these beautiful people out here with all these creative ideas, and they want to hurry up. You know, a lot of people have all these ideas and want to hurry up and put it out there, but instead
Right.
of taking the time to perfect it and get the quality out of it, you know. And I think that's where a lot of people kind of fall short, is because you want to hurry up and put your product out there, but then your product is not of quality. And
Exactly.
so then at that point, you know, it only takes one bad experience for some people. And
Yep.
then they're like, oh, no, I don't want to mess with that. And oh, it's Black owned. And,
Right.
you know, we get that bad
Right.
rep. So I feel, my opinion, if you have an idea, if you have a business, make sure you take the time to create that business, to build that business, and make it of quality so it can compete on the same level as our, you know, our lighter skinned
Exactly.
brothers. You know, be able to compete with them.
Right.
And I feel like, you know, once we get that quality going and a good product, I feel we can get behind each other. I
Right.
feel it's very important for, especially in this day and age, for us to back each other, because we have so many forces fighting against each other, you know, against us as a culture,
Uh-huh.
trying to tear our culture down, that we need to support each other. We need to have our own. We need to stop working for other people and start working for ourselves. And we need to come together in order for us to have that success, like our other, you know, our Caucasian
Counterparts.
brothers and
Yeah.
sisters. We have to support each other. We
Yeah.
have to. And like I said, it starts with having quality product and also good customer service.
Exactly.
You know, I work with Nordstrom's, and I actually finished their management program.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that was a good experience for me, and a learning experience. And the it made me value customer service, and definitely tuning into what the customer wants instead of
Exactly.
what me as a business owner wants. And, you know, I can't put it into any more words, but to say good customer service, good product, and yes, we should support our own, because eventually, you know, we're going to have to rely on our own. You know, it's I just get so emotional when it comes to things like this, because,
Yeah.
you know, we tear each other down so much.
Right.
And we, you know, I see these other cultures, because I have different cultures in me. I have, you know, West Indian culture in
Mm-hmm.
me, you know, Tina, Black, you
Yeah.
know, and I see all these other cultures and races supporting each other. And for some reason, we as a people, as Black people, instead of supporting each other, we're trying to compete against each other and outdo each other.
Right.
You know?
And I have a really interesting story. And something to touch on that. I used to live next door to this guy who was Vietnamese, and every Saturday night, my wife can tell you this. Every Saturday night, they used to have karaoke. Now, he found out that that I know how to do HVAC, so he told me to come over, take a look at his HVAC. I told him what was up. Went ahead, took care of it for him, fixed it, and maybe about a couple of months later, he comes to me and he says, "Hey, listen, I got a guy that I know who needs this AC fixed, and would you be able to help him out?" So I said, "Okay, yeah, sure." So went over there, told him what was going on, put in a whole new system for him, and the guy, he paid me, everything was good. So I went back home, and I think I was out cutting the grass or something. So the guy next door, the Vietnamese guy, he comes and he asked me, he said, "Hey, did you take care of the guy?" I said, "Oh yeah, I went, I took care, took care of him. He paid me, everything was good." So he asked me, he said, "That guy's annoying, right?" And I said, "No, he's not really annoying." I said, "He was all right. He didn't really bother me." And I said, is that your friend, or is that your cousin or something like that?" And he was just like, "No." He said, "Actually, I really don't like that guy." And I said, "Well, but I said, well, why would you want me to go and take care of somebody that you really don't like?" He says, "Well," he says, "I used to be in business with him. He was like, he used to come to my house and do karaoke with us, but I actually had to carry him out of the house because he had caused such a big problem. And he really doesn't like the guy, but with me giving him such a good deal, he was able to put me on to this other guy that he really didn't like, just to make sure that he was getting a fair share, and making sure that he wasn't being just taken advantage of by someone else." So it was like, but what I noticed in the Black community a lot of times, and I'm just gonna put it out there, like if we say that we don't like someone, we basically cut that person off, and it's like we really don't care. So it's like, if I find something that's going to be beneficial not only to me but someone that I may know and I may not even like, I won't put them on and say, "Hey man, you can save more money by going over here." It's almost like I'll just say, "Well, I'll just keep this information to myself, and I won't worry about this other guy over here because I really don't mess with him like that." And I think that that's one of the biggest issues. I've even run into Indian people the same way. You can have an Indian person who they just really don't like this other Indian person, but if they know where there's a deal, or if they know where they can save money, or just better themselves in general, they'll still tell them about it. They'll call them up and just say, "Hey, I got this deal, go and check it out." And I think that that's one of the things that we have to, kind of get into, or that we have to
get past. But as children, we're taught not to trust.
Right.
We trust family. And I get it, because so many people have been burnt. So many people have been, kind of walked over and things like that.
Exactly.
But, with our culture, it's a big trust issue. And like you said, we need to get over that.
Right.
We need to, because all these other cultures are coming together, and before you know it, I don't want to say we're going to be wiped out, but in all reality, we might be, and I just feel like the time that we're in now, the day and age that we're in now, we have to support each other. We have to, uplift each other. And that's for our brothers and our sisters. Like, even, being, couples, I'm all, if, love is love. If you love whoever, then that's fine. But even as a culture, we need to start coming together even more, because these other these other races are, and it just seems like us as a people are not. And it's great that Black Panther came out and you've seen us coming together.
Exactly.
Movie, and but why can't we do that with everything?
Exactly. Exactly.
Barbershops. Why can't we do that with the clothing lines? Why can't we do that with the shoes? Why can't we do that with the restaurants? And I feel once again, it's the product and the customer service, the quality of everything. I feel like once we get that in our brain that, hey, yes, sometimes you have the product, but then you have that customer service.
Exactly. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to do this, have this discussion, because I'll get people who will say, man, we just need to support. But then there's been times where I've supported Black people, other Black people's businesses. And, just like you said, the customer service was poor. They didn't deliver on time. They were trying to, get extra money out of me or something. It was just always a bad experience. But I don't discriminate and say, well, I'm not doing business with Black people anymore. It's just like there's this lady. I'm pretty sure you probably seen this meme. This lady, she's like a comedian or something, and she's like going off about Black businesses or why I don't support Black business and all of this stuff here. And I was just like, I understand that there are some issues when it does come to, our culture and running a business and stuff like that. But I also understand that a lot of us are first generational business owners. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of us can't look back to grandma and great grandma and our parents, to where, like, for instance, I'll listen to, like right now we're listening to a guy named Dave Ramsey, and he talks about how he had a business at 18, and how he, became a millionaire at like 24. And you'll listen to a lot of these financial coaches, and the first thing that they talk about is how their parents had a business and their parents' parents had a business. So it's generations of people actually, having businesses and being able to pass that information along within their culture.
And that's another thing. We need to have, more forms of teaching our younger generation, and even teaching us, and even teaching the older generation, how to have your own business,
Right.
And so with that being said, it's hard. I'm sorry, and I'm walking around because
no, go ahead.
And it's getting, I got to get my charger. Yeah, definitely those people had that that teaching, that lesson of how to run a business. We necessarily do not have that. Our the first generational business owners.
Exactly.
And I'm willing to talk to anybody to kind of, definitely let them know. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. To kind of definitely, let them know that, it all boils down to customer service.
It does.
You have to have really good customer service,
Wow.
and that's just it. And you have to have a good quality.
Exactly.
A good product.
Right, because my great grandmother, she owned a restaurant. I think she owned it for about 20 years. She had a soul food restaurant. But of course, when she died in '93, no one in the family took over the business. And I mean, it was a great business. A lot of the family, like my mother's, and she only had one child, which was my grandfather. But then my grandfather went on and he had five more children. So, no one from, like my mom's generation took over the business. And I mean, as soon as she died, I mean, the restaurant just went, I mean, it was just vacant and it was just dissolved within a year. And I'm like, this is a great business. It was thriving. Esther Roll used to come to my grandmother's restaurant. Oh no, did I lose you? Okay, no, I thought I lost you. I think your camera went off. But yeah, Esther Roll, who played Florida on Good Times, she used to come to my grandmother's restaurant, great grandmother's restaurant. So, but just like you said, it's all about great customer service, great quality. And as you know, as a lot of people know, I'm the administrator of the group Black Business Owners of Atlanta on Facebook. And sometimes I'll get people who will report certain posts, you know, and things like that. And one time I had someone, you know, report a post and they were saying, well, hey, this person is slandering my business and all of this stuff here. So I checked the post out, and this lady was just basically giving her own her own personal review. She was saying that she didn't like the food. She had bad customer service. And then when she tried to talk to someone about the way her food was prepared and it being cold and all of that, they kind of gave her an attitude. And I told the owner of the restaurant, I said, look, I'm not going to take the post down because it's an honest review. And if you want,
it's an honest review, yeah.
Right? If you want,
we have to be held accountable for our product and our business. We have to be held accountable for it. You know, it should make that person better. And
exactly.
That review and should have went back to the team like, hey, look, we got this review. How can we make things better? How can we make things right?
Right.
And
exactly.
About it.
Right. And I'm looking at I'm reading a message from Poetic Flow. She is subscribed to us on YouTube, and she says, funny how we can get bad customer service and a bad product from other cultures, but we'll still go back and support. We have to do better at supporting each other. And I do agree with that. Because there's a lot of times where I've went places and like, for instance, my wife and I, you know, we go down to Florida just about every year, and we went to Denny's. And there's this one Denny's that I've been going to for years. I think it's been about 20 years. I mean, not 20 years, but I've been going there probably almost about 20 years since it's been there. And the last time we went, the food and the service was just so terrible. And it's like, I'm like, man, you know, I don't know if I want to go back. But to their defense, they were in the process of remodeling and they were under new management. So, you know, sometimes I'm guilty of it too, because I may say, well, you know, I've been to this restaurant and, you know, they may have had poor service. Maybe they just had a bad night. I'll go back. But it seems like when it comes to us, if I have a bad experience with you, I'll just shut you down and just tell everyone else, oh, don't use these people. Don't go here. When in some cases, I don't think that that's actually fair. You know, sometimes I think that we need to put those disclaimers in there to say, hey, I may have had a bad experience, but, you know, if you guys want to go and check them out, go ahead. But this is just this one night where they may have not have had, you know, like their best cook. Their cook may have been out. You know, the manager may have been off or something like that. So, or the cook may have not been feeling well. So, so I do think that it's not fair that sometimes that we will, just like Poetic Flow said, that we will give other cultures a chance, and we don't seem to do that with ourselves or with each other.
I totally agree with you. But as a business owner, that something they does, and basically, I guess whoever was in charge did not do their due diligence.
Exactly.
That person happy.
Right. Exactly.
And times, you know, we get, you know, I don't know if it's complacent, like, oh, okay, well, that's just one customer.
Exactly.
But no, that one customer you need to look at as the customers and that one customer. And you need to, okay, hey, you know, I understand you didn't like the way your food was cooked or you didn't like the way it was tasted.
Yep.
What else? And I think a lot of times we get so defensive and in our feelings about things that we don't step outside of us and say, hey, this is a customer that's going to go, and believe me, word of mouth travels.
Yeah, it really does.
Travels. And you may look at it as, oh, this is this one person, and that's
Hey, Toy, you're kind of going in and out. I don't know if you got a good signal.
Not you don't okay, because it's real. Okay.
Right.
So, with that being said, I feel like
Hello, Toy.
again, quality for our product and what we're trying to serve or trying to put out there.
Right.
And I learned that, like I said, I learned that from working at Nordstrom's. You can have something for 10 years and bring it back to Nordstrom's and they'll take it back. Like I said, it's built off of their customer service. And that's
Exactly.
what people understand. One, you have to have a quality product. Two, you have to have supreme, awesome, over the charts customer service.
Exactly. Hey, Toy, I think you're going in and out. I don't know if you have a good connection where you are, um, but I thought it was just on my end. But people from Facebook are saying that you're going in and out as well. Um, I'm looking at huh? Yeah, you're still kind of going in and out. We can see you, but it's like as you're speaking, like some of your words and stuff are being cut out. Yeah. But I'm reading from Facebook. Go ahead.
Let me try to go into another area and see if that's better.
Okay. So while you're doing that, Terry Renee on Facebook, she says feedback is very important for your business to evolve. Which I do agree with. I agree with that as well.
Yeah, it is. It is. You have to definitely take what people are saying about your business and kind of
It's like yeah, you just take it and you build off of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the things that I had to realize too, because I'm a handyman and I do handyman work. And I remember when I was passing out my cards, I was trying to put everything on my card, and every time I gave it to someone, they were just like, well, your font is too small. I can't really see where your website is. I can barely see where your phone number is. So when I did my cards again, I made sure that I made all of that stuff big, and I was able to fit it on my card the right way, in the correct way, so that people, when they did see my card and when they wanted to reach out to me, I wanted to make sure that all of my information was legible and easy to be able to see, so they can be able to contact me for future work. So, and I really do think that is
right.
that is very important from Terry. Terry Renee, I think she makes body butter and like natural stuff. So, Terry, I'm going to be reaching out to you pretty soon too, because she gives us a lot of support on Instagram as well. So I'll be reaching out to her. So yeah, this has been a pretty great conversation. Does anyone have any? Whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, do you guys have any questions that you may want to ask Toy? Because I think we got about a good 7 minutes before we get off. I'm reading a message from Poetic Flow. She's on YouTube, and she says sometimes a bad product or service can have you feeling some type of way. I agree that we can give second chances, but if after that second time is still the same, then I feel it's time to move around, which I completely agree with, 100%.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that comes from us being accountable for what we're putting out there. The first time you get, one you can do to make that person happy and to make that person a repeat customer, and then you're supposed to apply it to the next day and the next day and the next day and the
Exactly.
next day. And it's very unfortunate that some people, like I said, they feel like, oh, that's just one customer, that's just one person.
Right.
No, you need to look at that person. It's very important to look at that person and look at that person like, no, this is thousands of people. This is
Exactly.
millions of people, you
Right.
know. Just as I give you a smile and how can I help you today and
Yep.
what can I do, you need to give them that same energy and that same customer service. And I apologize, poetic. What was her? The poetic.
Poetic flow. 310.
Yeah, poetic flow. You have had. Not many people. They go to business school or they start a business, but don't really know what they're doing. And like I said, for me, I was fortunate enough to work for a great company like Nordstrom's, and they taught me that customer service is everything.
Yep.
Customer
Exactly.
service is everything because you can have, a good product, but piss poor customer service and then go down the drain because you don't know how to treat people,
Right.
you know?
Now I want to ask
So,
you a question. Do you think that people who are, who may be black, they may be a little laxed, or they may feel that they can get away with certain things because their customers are black, or do you kind
yes,
of think that? Oh,
absolutely. We get that homie, sister kind of girlfriend,
right.
homeboy kind of,
Yep.
attitude, like, oh, I can be lackadaisical, real lax with them because, hey, that's how we are with each other. Then a white customer and they're very no, you need to be professional with black, white, Spanish, Asian, everyone. You need to be
Exactly.
with everyone, and especially when it comes to your business, you definitely not be lax because we are sitting here screaming, but for support, we have to also be accountable for what we are giving out to
Yep.
gain that, you
Yep.
know?
I totally agree. I totally agree. I think we still got about 4 minutes left. I was gonna ask something else. Can't remember what I was gonna ask, but it was basically, on that same topic. But yeah, no, I do totally agree that sometimes we kind of get pretty lax, we kind of get laid back, and we think that, this person should be able to hook us up, just because they're
Mhm.
black or just because we're black. But I totally agree that we have to be professional in all types of settings, because I've got a lot of business, from word of mouth. And one of the things that I do want to remind people, um, if you are a business owner, reviews are very important. Always ask people to review your business,
Yeah.
because now it's to the point to where I don't even really have to advertise my business. I pay zero money in advertising, and I get people who call me, probably like 3 or 4 people call me a day, needing something
Mhm.
done because they see my reviews on Yelp and Google and
Mhm.
Facebook and all of these other, outlets. So, it really does go a long way. And sometimes when I am researching someone's business, like if I'm going to a restaurant, or maybe a movie theater or anything like that, I always go and I do my research on the business, especially if it's a place that I haven't been before, just to see what the
Right.
reviews are. And there's been times to where I've just, not even went to a business because they had so many bad reviews. And there's been times to where I've seen a business that has had excellent reviews, and go there and everything is just as the way that the people review it. And it's one of our favorite spots, so, and I always
Yeah,
think that
I
that's
mean,
just so important. Yeah.
as business owners, we definitely need to take heed to the reviews. We need to study them. We need to look at them,
Right.
and we either need to make ourselves better from them, or if you're getting awesome reviews, keep up the good work. For me, a very important thing for me is I want people to try on my shoes. I
Exactly.
want people to walk my shoes before they actually purchase them so they can feel how comfortable they are. And then also, they can see, this how stylish they are as well. So, I'm definitely up for reviews.
Exactly.
Anything that's out of my company, I definitely want the reviews because I need to know, hey, Toy, you need to make this better, or you need to keep on going. They really like this. So, you
Exactly.
know, reviews are very important,
Right.
definitely.
All right, guys. Well, basically, we are out of time. I want to thank Toy for joining us tonight. I mean, like I said, when I saw her business, I was like, you know what? I want to interview this lady because you don't run into people who make shoes every day. So, real quickly, how can people get in contact with you? Facebook, Instagram, all of that good stuff.
On Facebook, you can find me at Toi Cheri on Facebook. That's TOI space CHERI. And then on Instagram, I am on. You can find me at Cherie the Ambitious One. So that's Cherie CHERI THAAMBITIOUS number one. And then also definitely on Amazon.com, you can find Indigos, which is spelled INDIGOZ. You definitely can find us on Amazon.com. And we're coming, you're going to be able to find us on Walmart soon. And definitely, I am claiming it. We're going to be Nordstrom's. We're going to be on Bonmar. And we just have great things coming in the future. Like I said, the next big thing is the apparel show at America's Mark, which is June 13th through the 16th. So if you have your business license and you're able to get down to the America's Mark in Atlanta, June 13th, come and check my booth out. We'll be there. And yeah, you'll be able to try on shoes. You'll be able to touch the shoes. And, I'm excited.
That's great. That's great. All right, guys. Well, this is going to wrap it up for this session. We're going to be trying to do this every week, every Saturday around this time from 8 to 9. We're going to be having topics. If you guys are in the group, please feel free to hit me up with any topics that you think that we should discuss whenever we have these live streams. And my whole goal, real quickly, guys, is to try to bring us together. Just starting here in Atlanta, I want to be able to bring as many Black businesses together as possible. And let's just have, civil discussions, and let's just, support each other and just get to know each other and hopefully do business with each other. So that's it for this section, guys, or for this segment. And we'll see you guys next week.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
You're welcome. All right. All right. Bye.
Bye.